didn't care, because I can pay for it, you know, even if it's a lot, I can still pay for it. I was so happy that I was able to offer Rinpoche this car. And then he came, Scorpio, it was like a big black thing with a, you know, a driver with a white uniform with a cap, and like this. It was very impressive. That's what I mean, you know, you, with practicing generosity, you let go of your poverty mind kind of thing, I can't afford it. Yeah, and you discover that joy and the happiness of giving, which Asian people I think have more than we have, although they're very calculating. So you know, they make donations in order to have success in business and all this also. So, but we don't have to have this motivation. We can keep a pure motivation of wanting to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all. But again, you start small. You start with things that you don't miss. But you add all these other factors. The other person doesn't have to say thank you. I have not stolen it. I'm not expecting anything. I'm just giving for giving. And you say, you know, thank you very much for taking it. And when you give away your old stuff, instead of expecting people to say thank you, please tell them thank you so much for taking it. Otherwise, I will have to throw it away. Do you do that spontaneously? Yeah. The ones who nod, yeah, very good. But it's, check if it's really true what you're saying. Yeah? But yeah, some people have. This is the practice. You train to go like this. You train to be like this, and then you discover, oh, it already gives me a good result now, because practicing generosity is the easiest of those 6. And when you practice generosity, really giving freely, nice stuff that you would like also to receive, you get an immediate result of feeling rich. That's nice. Because, you know, being rich is neither dirty and corrupt and unvirtue and criminal or whatever, nor virtue. It depends what you make of it. I'm very happy that I have some very rich friends. If I get out of money, that's the first ones I go and ask for. Can you please support me? Can you please help me? If I don't have anybody, then it's difficult. And I see, you know, I see people who have a lot of money and who just really want to share it with others, and they have good money karma. It just comes back, you know, they get richer and richer with time, and it's like, yeah, even though they don't want it, but it just happens, and they make really good things, like Mali's, who is she bought a ship for one of these captains who was in the Mediterranean, kind of, you know, saving refugees. I couldn't do that. I couldn't afford it, but she can. She's very much part of this organization now. It's great. So may we become, all of us, rich like this. We can give without having to fear. You know, when you give also, make sure that there's no fear that you become poor. So that's one of the big hindrances of the fear of becoming poor, missing out. Being the friar, people just take, but they never give anything. So then you need to know, do I give because I want to give, or do I give because I want something back? So it's up to us. Yeah? Okay? So we can, with the generosity, we can give material things, protection, and the third one that we can give is like instructions, dharma. Oh, this we would love to give, isn't it? Telling people what they should do so that they can be happy. In the scriptures you read, that's the most difficult one. I mean, oh, this is the easiest one. Telling other people what they should do and how they should behave. But you only give it to them when they ask for it, okay? You know, kind of, you know, pouring it on them. Okay, is that with the generosity, more or less kind of clear? If you're attached, then miserliness, greed, not content, anxious, fear, no respect from others, that comes automatically. Yeah. And look what the quality of mind is. One is this kind of stinginess and, you know, the mind trying to find the cheapest. Yeah, there are cheap things, but usually there's also no quality. So if you want quality, it costs money. So then you check, is it worthwhile or not? Also, when we're very attached, we do commit a lot of negative actions. You know, out of attachment comes sort of kind of very stealing is of course attachment. You're not angry at the person that you're stealing the stuff from. You're attached in having what they have. Or like this. Then when you do a lot of negative actions, the self-esteem kind of goes quite low. And of course fear of loss also is a big thing of not being generous. So actually it's for you to discover, you know, why it's so difficult to be generous. Where are my fears? And then to see whether they're reasonable or not. Because they can be reasonable. It's very good to see, what am I afraid of? You know, when I have an opportunity to give, but then I don't take the opportunity. So it's like we see it. We love it when other people are generous with us, isn't it? Another thing you can give is time. Because it becomes very valuable these days. You don't feel like going to sit with your friend, but you go because you feel she would like it, she or he would like it, or even need it, or whatever. You don't feel like it, you say, okay, I make this an act of generosity. You know? People invite you for a dinner, but you don't feel like it. You go not because of you, you go because of them, because they can create merit. You also need to give people the possibility to create merit. If you say, no, I don't want anything, it's like, how can they create merit? So like this. And then even if you, at the beginning, think, oh, I have to go there, if you change your attitude, all of a sudden you like going there. Because it has a meaning. And the meaning is not for me, but the meaning is there. The moment we put the meaning for their benefit, your mind becomes much bigger. But you have to try it out, and it needs a while to work, because for a long time the ego still comes and says, you better be at home reading Dharma books and meditating here, they're having fun. And I can catch myself sometimes also with this arrogance. The other day I went to see my ex-boyfriend, who is married and they have 2 kids, and one is gay, but he's in a couple, is very nice, the other one got married and pregnant, first baby, so there's all this excitement, and then we talk about food and about clothes and about what to buy for the baby. Oh, I had a short moment of like, is that all they're interested in? But I caught it, and I could see my arrogance. And I could feel like they were very happy that I was there. They were very happy to share all their interests with me, and here I am, it's like, and I was so happy that I caught it, so then, because otherwise the 2 next days would have been really difficult. But then I thought, yeah, it makes them happy. When they're happy, they're not doing any harm. It's okay. And then we had a very good time. But we can get, as spiritual practitioners, can get very, very arrogant. And then again, put limits. If it's too much, put limits. It's fine. It's okay. You also need to have the courage to say, look, now if I come, to you, not to the other person, that you say, no, if I go, I just be grumpy and I create negative karma and I can't deal with her or him or whatever, then don't go. That's fine. But because you want to protect you and the other person from creating more tensions and more negativities. Okay? All right? You need a lot of wisdom. Is it getting hot? Do we need more of this, or is it possible to get more coolness out of it? Anyway, we're almost done. What else is there to say with? And then this is Gachin Rinpoche. He said in Munich, I like very much. If you lend money to somebody and they don't give it back, then you can think that this is paying an old bill from the past that you haven't paid yet. So he came to collect the bill. Now, if you can get it back through court, through lawyers, through whatever, if you think it's really important, try to get it back for your sake, if that's really eating you up. Try to get it back for your sake, or try to get it back for his or her sake. Because also it's not good for people to steal from you, they create negative karma, but you don't use this as an excuse. But then when it's not possible, then just look at it like that. It's like somebody from the past came to collect the bill. This is understanding karma. But again, don't take it to the extreme that you let everybody take from you whatever you want, like you let your wallets lying around, you leave your car unlocked, you let the key, you have the key in the keyhole, but these days you don't need keys anymore, you don't put them in anymore, you just press the button. Don't make it too easy. Don't make it easy for people to steal. I mean, it's okay to protect your things, okay? But when you lock it, may nobody steal it so that they're not creating negative karma. So a bit like this. Do you have questions with that, or you have like concerns, or you have whatever? Yeah.
About myself, let's say I give, and sometimes I lose the enthusiasm of giving.
Yeah.
And I'm committed to give. Yeah, I'm going. It's like with a credit card automatically. But sometimes I am not so happy about it anymore.
Yeah.
What do I tell myself?
Thinking about the result, or how you feel not giving, or thinking that you can die tomorrow, so it's good that you gave it today. At one point, I wanted to give $200 to somebody in TCV, but then I decided no. So I went to Delhi and I got my money, but it got stolen. And I thought, okay. If I would have given to the other person, I would have had the merit and all this. Now it's gone anyway. So there's this very nice short sutra, I have it in German, which says, whatever you keep at home, it's heavy because you have to protect it. Whatever you give, it creates no fear, it creates merit and all this. Whatever you keep at home is worthless. Whatever you give away has a lot of worth. So there's a very nice short sutra about giving. So then read that, and then check from time to time, do I want to practice giving or do I not? And then I think sometimes you give without enthusiasm, fine. It's better to give without enthusiasm than not to give. Yeah. So again, there's many things that we can think, and we're intelligent people, so it's also good for you to find out what do I think in order to bring back the thing. When we die, everything goes anyway, so it's good we can choose when we're still alive, then we can choose. We can think about the result, like a precious human rebirth. Preciousness of the human rebirth means you have faith in your own potential and you find some tools outside in order to develop that potential. It's not too difficult, you're not too sick, the conditions outside are not too difficult, and like that. This is what they call precious human rebirth. If you want to know exactly what it is, you need to come to the non-living course. But just in brief, where we have enough trust in us and finding methods that help us, that we trust, also that help us to develop that potential, and we do it. Then the human rebirth becomes very precious. So one cause for that is generosity also. Otherwise, it's like that. Also, you become famous, like I said, like Molly's, I tell people, and then there's a lot of joy, and also then in the future you will have in abundance. Yeah. So the obstacles for being generous is like we're not familiar with giving. Yeah. As I said, there used to be societies where they just share, like in the South Pacific. That's how they survived. That's how they do. They share. They were familiar with it. So nobody had this thing. This is mine. And so there was no stealing also because everybody just took. But then white people came, and then that changed, and they started making laws. So some people still had in their mind, oh, everything is for sharing, and other people had in their mind, no, it's mine, and then it became stealing. It's a bit the hippie principle, Whatever is out there is everybody's, but here, this one, that's mine. Or that, yeah. Or it should be like that. Do you see what I mean? So when there's an agreement, that everybody can just take whatever they need, and if people are in contact with nature, that they don't take too much, that they only really take what they need, then things would work. But then there's people who are very unhappy and think they are unhappy because they don't have enough, and then they take too much, and because it doesn't make you happy when when you have a mind that has this feeling of not having enough, you can take from here as much as you want. If the mind is like this, you will never have enough. There's always people, because you won't find the happiness because it doesn't come from there. Also, a very good practice is, in the morning to wake up and just think, gosh, I'm so fortunate. And then you're not thinking about the things you have. I mean, you can, if you really understand how much we have without feeling guilty, then you can think about how much you have. But then you start to think about all the things you don't have that would be difficult. You see what I mean? Like when you wake up in the morning and say, oh wow, I'm so fortunate, I'm not sick, I don't have cancer. If you have, then that doesn't work. I have a good relationship, I have children, I have, I could be without children, I could be without this, without that, Do you see what I mean? Yeah? So you imagine how it would be if you wouldn't have all these good things. Then you start appreciating them. If you only think about the good things that you have, then you start to feel guilty that you're not happy. Have you ever experienced that feeling? Or the thought, have you ever had that thought? Or some other people usually telling us, isn't it? But gosh, you should be happy, because look, you have this, and you have this, and you're healthy, and you have children, you have grandchildren, you have da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. When you started to maybe explain to somebody that you're afraid and anxious and depressed, and instead of just saying, yeah, I know, I also have these moments, they go like trying to prove to you that you should be happy. Has it ever happened to you? How does it feel? Huh? Does it help? No. Terrible. So stop doing it. Stop telling others they should be happy about things that we learn here that it doesn't make you happy. But we still have this thing, I'm not happy because I don't have a partner or because I have a partner. I'm not happy because I don't have children or because I have children. It depends on the situation. Or I'm not happy because I'm rich or because I'm not rich or, whatever. So we still have this kind of instinctive wrong view that that's the reason why I'm not happy. And so when other people come and have all these things that I would like to have and they're not happy, they dare to show to us that these things are not creating, that are no guarantee for happiness. Then we get angry at them. And you should be grateful. Have you ever said that to somebody? You should be grateful. Huh? Or at least thought. Maybe you didn't say. Okay. How can they be so unfair? Look at what they have. They show you that even you have all these things, it is not the cause for happiness.
Also to myself.
Huh?
Also to myself.
Yeah.
How dare you not be?
Yeah, exactly. You have all So then you need to turn the whole thing around and to imagine situations that would make your life really difficult. Like with the kids, when they were not happy about sitting there. So I said, imagine writing an exam, cleaning up your room, washing dishes, playing with the little sister, for the boys, okay, so then that's not too bad. And then we go more into balance. And it doesn't mean that you cannot react in your daily life when the situations are difficult. If you can change something, change it, it's okay. But don't put all your energy always in changing outside things, because there's no end to that. As long as we carry along this uncontent mind, ego, self-centered, then things will never be the way we want to be. And then, as I said, a very big hindrance for generosity is the fear to become poor. And as a spiritual practitioner, it shows that we don't have any trust in karma. No, zero. No trust. But then again, you're not emptying your whole bank account, and then you're poor. Yeah, you give so that you don't suffer from it. Yeah. So like also, somebody came the other day, and well, it's a long story, so I won't tell you the whole story. But anyway, I gave him 400 euro, and he's like, he said that lending it, but he didn't bring it back, and then I had to convince myself not to feel bad about this, because by saying it doesn't make zero difference to your daily life now. maybe in 20 years, if I'm still alive and I've spent all my money and I don't get done anymore because I don't teach, then maybe I could use those 400 euro. Now, whether I have them in my drawer or not, it makes zero difference. But it took me half an hour to start to believe it, to be able to let go, that they're gone. You know, to get rid of that feeling. And when I gave him very happily. So I thought, hey, come on, you were happy when you gave, when he wanted it. And he didn't ask for it, I offered on top of it. He explained his situation and I said, you need money. I offered it. So he didn't ask for it. So, you know, we can turn the whole thing out, but he did say he would bring it back, which he didn't. But it's okay, you know. We tend to exaggerate these things. Because, yeah, he's stealing. It's not good for him. So if I see him again, I will talk to him, but not, you know. And he was so happy. He was so happy when he went away with his 400 euro. It's not good happiness, but he was happy. Okay, so how do we go into this? Is when we start to develop the wish to become generous. So we think when I'm asked how wonderful I have the opportunity to practice generosity, even if it's just small, it's fine. You don't need to worry that will not be welcome or needed. Also, as a bodhisattva, for those who understand what I'm saying now, on the bodhisattva path, every morning you give away everything. Whatever you're using, you have already given it away. You're just using it so that you survive, but it actually belongs to all other sentient beings. So then they come to get it. It's okay, you know. And then we see the other person who needs something as a teacher or as a helper for the practice on the path. Yeah, without them, we couldn't say anything. Then we try to see the nature of samsara. We are poor, or we suffer, or we're not happy because we have negative karma is ripening, and we don't have enough virtue to be happy with whatever we have. So we need to change that with our thoughts. We can do that and think of the shortcomings of attachment, that in previous lives you must have had much more and it's all gone now. That also is a very good thought. When I die, there's nothing I can take away with me. So much better to give it before I die. Okay. Then the attitudes, that's also good. That also goes. So we see we have all these lists and all these instructions. So it's good to know these things. The attitudes is, so to those who suffer and have a lot of negativities, you give with compassion. To those who have harmed you, you give with love. To those who have more qualities than you give with appreciation. To those that benefited you, you give with equanimity, kind of to equalize it out. I want to pay you back. I want to give you back. Quite nice. So then no need to give if it is to test you or to exploit you, okay? When you feel that somebody is really taking advantage of you, no need to give. Yeah? You need to want to give. And if you want to give, nobody can exploit you. You know, when do you feel exploited? When the feeling of being exploited comes. When does it come?
When you think that you are expected.
Yeah, but when is it?
When you don't want to give.
Yeah, when you have kind of made up in your mind how much you want to give, but you didn't tell the other person that until here, not more than that. And then you feel exploited. Is that when you stop wanting to give? Only then you feel exploited. As long as you want to give, you don't feel exploited. I mean, you know, as I said, I don't want to put myself up, but I come here and I talk, and but I have no guarantee whether I get some money from it or not. Maybe yes, maybe no. Who knows? Shall I feel exploited because you keep asking? Somebody says, I want to come talk to you. Should I feel exploited because I give you my time? Should I feel exploited? Yeah, I'm here for that. I mean, this is what I'm here for. So I'm not here to go and just drink coffee with you or whatever. If you want something from me and I can give it to you, I'm very happy. Yeah, it becomes much more meaningful. I also come just to drink coffee. It's fine. It's okay. But you see what I mean, you know? You see what I mean? So it's like when you feel exploited, you are spoiling your fun of doing what you're doing. So, but if then it gets too much, I can say, no, I'm tired, sorry, like, I need a rest, and that's fine. It's absolutely not a problem.
What about taxes that you have to pay?
The taxes I have to pay.
And it's too much, and it goes to places that you don't believe in.
Big question, isn't it? Why are you in such a situation? Karma.
We're not Switzerland, that's why.
Huh?
We're not Switzerland.
Oh, I have to pay. You know, I have to pay quite a lot of taxes, but I can. I mean, it's like I can pay for it. As long as I can pay for it, I pay. That's okay. I try to be very, very honest about this whole thing. The main thing is, I think, if you start fiddling around with your income and with the taxes, that you know that it's wrong. That you know that the taxes are so high. Why? Because people cheat. And you're one of them. So, yeah. You know, this is again, everybody else cheating, but not me. I do because I have to do it because everybody else is cheating. We're all cheating. I'm sorry, this is what I think. But you don't have to agree with me, that's fine. But that's what it is. Why do we have to pay so much taxes? Because people cheat. So they try to get it from the honest people. Huh? So then we can say, no, I don't want to be the friar. Yep. We can also try to be honest and see what happens. See what happens. I don't know. I don't know what to say in that case, you know. The main thing is that you're not making it right for your karma. That's the main thing. I wish I'd been in a situation where I could declare everything and pay the taxes that need to be paid. I wish I'd been in that situation. So then you create the motivation to then cut so that the situation changes. But again, samsara, isn't it? But I'm afraid I can't tell you, yeah, cheat as much as you want. I cannot tell you that because you need to, otherwise you go bankrupt.
I think it's not about cheating, it's about being exploited because the taxes are going to places that you cannot feel wholesome. Different purposes.
Yeah, but you can think your taxes are going for the roads, for the electricity, for the schools, for the hospitals, for this and that, you know, because also somebody's taxes is going there. So I usually say, you know, the taxes I pay, it's okay. I'm quite happy to contribute for the country to run. It's all right. So I'm happy that I have something that I can give something. Okay, but it's a big issue. Better talk to lawyers and people better talk to ethical lawyers what you can do when you are in a situation where it will become dangerous for your existence when you're honest about declaring all the taxes. I'm afraid I don't know now. Michal, what did you want to say?
I just wanted to ask if you could repeat that to those that suffer, give with compassion.
Yeah, to those who suffer, give with compassion.
Yeah, and
To those who have harmed you with love,
yeah.
to those who have more qualities than you with appreciation, and to those that benefited you with equanimity. You know.
Yes, thank you.
No problem. So also, no need to give. If I just finish with that, and I think then we're pretty much through with the generosity. No need to give if it is to test or exploit you. No need to give to an insane person also, like, you know, when they're just like a dement old person and they want money and then they go and just spend it. Like, again, you need wisdom if you want to give. Person not ready to receive the teachings or wanting to use it for disparaging or commercial purpose or personal fame. Like, you don't need to give to diamond. Somebody who wants to criticize it, you know, they just want to know so that they can attack it, or when they want it for personal fame or to earn money with it. It's a bit different now these days because there are people who are earning money with being meditation teachers, but they also need to make a living. But then again, it depends on their, you know, I mean, these instructions are more or less like when you have decided that your whole path will be spiritual practice. That means you're not married, you don't have children, you're only responsible for yourself. It wasn't meant so much for lay people actually. But it can also be turned into lay people. So then I think if somebody is earning their money with a good motivation as a meditation teacher, it's fine.